All right, what if I told you that you could bake some seriously powerful AI into your apps without needing a PhD in data science? Well, today, we're cracking open a suite of AWS tools that lets you do exactly that. This is AI for the rest of us. Let's get into it.
You know how your phone just unlocks when it sees your face? Or how a website can translate a whole page of text in the blink of an eye? We see this kind of AI magic every single day. And yeah, it feels totally effortless, but let me tell you, building that stuff from scratch, that is a huge undertaking.
But what if building those incredible features was as simple as making an API call? That's the big idea we're talking about today. AWS has basically done all the ridiculously hard work, the heavy lifting, for you. They've packaged up these ready-made solutions that you can just plug right into your own projects.
Seriously, think of it like an AI toolkit for developers. You don't have to build a neural network from the ground up. Who has time for that? Instead, you get these powerful, pre-trained models ready to go. You can add these super smart features to your apps with just a few lines of code. And the best part, you only pay for what you use, which completely lowers the bar for getting started. It's a real game changer.
Okay, so first up, let's talk about giving our applications senses. Yeah, I'm talking about the power of sight and sound. How do we get our apps to understand images, videos, and even human speech?
Just imagine for a second, you're running a huge photo sharing site. You've got thousands, maybe millions of images being uploaded. How on earth do you even begin to tag all of that? I mean, doing it by hand is just impossible. So how do you make all that visual data searchable and actually useful?
Well, the answer is a service called Amazon Recognition. You can literally think of it as giving your application a pair of eyes. You just send it an image or a video, and boom, it sends back a super detailed analysis of everything it sees. It's all powered by these incredible deep learning models that AWS has already trained for you.
And the things you can do with this are just awesome. You could build a totally searchable photo library. Find all the pictures with a dog or a beach. You can verify users by matching their faces. You can even figure out if someone is happy or sad from their expression or pull text right out of an image. So powerful.
Okay, so we've given our app eyes. Now, how about we give it a voice? Let's switch gears from sight to sound. What if you wanted your app to, actually talk to your users? Maybe it's reading an article out loud, giving turn-by-turn directions, or handling calls in a contact center.
For that, you're going to want to look at Amazon Polly. It's a service that turns text into incredibly lifelike speech. And it's so simple. You literally just give it some text, and Polly hands you back this high-quality, natural-sounding audio in tons of different voices and languages.
Now, this is where things get really cool because you can start chaining these services together. Check out this workflow. A user drops a text file into an S3 bucket. That upload automatically kicks off a Lambda function. That little function then calls Polly, tells it to convert the text to an MP3, and then saves that audio file right back into another S3 bucket. The whole thing is completely automated, totally serverless, and super cost-effective. It's an amazing pattern for creating audio content on the fly.
And of course, there's always a flip side to the coin, right? If Polly is the voice, then Amazon Transcribe is the ears. It does the exact opposite. You give it an audio file and it gives you back a written transcript. Polly is text-to-speech, Transcribe is speech-to-text. You really need both for a complete audio solution.
All right, we've covered seeing and hearing. Let's move on to understanding. I'm talking about the messy, complicated world of human language. Think about it. So much of the world's data is just text, and pulling real, valuable meaning out of that is a huge challenge.
I mean, just think about it. Businesses are getting absolutely flooded every single day with customer emails, support tickets, social media comments, product reviews. It's a tidal wave of text. How in the world are you supposed to sift through all of that to figure out what people are saying, what they're happy or angry about, without hiring an entire army of people to read it all?
Well, that's exactly what Amazon Comprehend is for. It's a natural language processing service, or NLP, that basically reads text for you. It can figure out the key topics, who the important people and places are, whether the tone is positive or negative. You can just hand it a big block of text and it'll tell you what's inside. It's like having a super fast analyst on call 24/7.
But sometimes it's not just about understanding the general vibe of a text. What about pulling specific structured data out of things like invoices, receipts, or application forms? Doing that by hand is, as the slide says, slow, expensive, and prone to errors. We've all been there.
And for that, we have Amazon Text Tract. Now, this is way more than just your standard OCR that just pulls out words.
TextTract is smarter. It doesn't just read the document, it understands its layout. It knows what a table is, it knows what a form field is. This is the key to automating all that mind-numbing data entry work.
Okay, so our apps can now see, hear, and understand text. We've given them senses. Now let's take it to the next level. Let's give them the ability to have a conversation, and maybe even predict the future. This is where we start building some truly smart applications.
So if you've ever thought, man, I'd love to build my own chatbot, Amazon Lex is your answer. And get this, it's the exact same technology that powers Amazon Alexa. So yeah, it's insanely powerful. You can use it to build these sophisticated, natural-sounding bots for your website, your app, pretty much anywhere. And last but definitely not least, let's talk about predicting the future. For any business, being able to accurately forecast what's coming down the pike, things like product demand, how much inventory you'll need, or even website traffic, that's like a superpower.
Now, anyone who's tried knows that building good forecasting models is notoriously hard. It's a specialized skill. But Amazon Forecast, it just automates the whole thing. You feed it your past data, and it crunches the numbers, finds the best machine learning algorithm for the job, and spits out these super accurate forecasts. It hides all that crazy complexity from you.
Whew, okay, that was a lot, I know. We covered a ton of ground. So let's take a step back and look at this entire AI toolkit that we've just put together.
This chart really lays it all out, doesn't it? We've got our whole toolkit here. We started by giving our apps senses, sight with recognition, a voice with poly, and ears with transcribe. Then we gave them the ability to understand language and documents using comprehend and texttract. And finally, we leveled up to real intelligence, building conversational bots with Lex and predicting the future with Forecast. Every single one of these is like a powerful Lego brick you can use to build something amazing.
So what's the big picture here? Why does all this matter? Well, it's pretty simple. These services are a total game changer. They're making AI accessible to everyone, not just giant tech companies with huge research departments. They're fully managed, so you don't need to be a server expert. And because you only pay for what you use, literally any developer can start playing around with this stuff today. It's about taking the power of AI out of the lab and putting it into your hands.
So there you have it. That's the toolkit. The real magic here is that all those old barriers to entry, they're just gone. It's not a question of if you can build smart apps anymore. The question is, what are you going to build? What's that super tedious process at your job that TextTract could just wipe out? What amazing new chatbot could you create with Lex? The tools are on the table. The only question left is, what problem will you solve first?